going on, guys? Bruce Madsen, your host show, Metric Scout Fantasy Football. We are continuing into our running back rankings. I've already gave you the first 18. Now it's time to finish this off with the final 6 to give you the top 24. 2 rounds of running backs if you want to just draft nothing but running backs for the first 2 rounds if you're in a 12-team league. If you want to catch the rest of the rankings, check the archives. I'll have them linked in the description. Here are the running backs that we've already covered from 1 to 18. Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Swift, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Najee Harris, J.K. Dobbins, and Myles Sanders. Those are the top 18 so far in the rankings. Now it's time to go to the top 24. Take this set of rankings up a notch, and we're going to start this guy off with number 19, and that is Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. He's sharing the backfield this year with Kenyon Drake. It's got us a little bit skeptical with the amount of touches, but now we're this far deep into the rankings. A lot of these guys are going to have their red flags. They're going to have things that are going to make us skeptical, but we have to look at their positives too. He's not used much in the passing game, but he did have 4 RB1 weeks last year, 4 RB2 weeks, 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons, and he was the RB8. The year prior was the RB21, so he is getting the job done. He's averaging 2.82 yards after contact per attempt, and he forced 51 missed tackles. So he does a lot of good things running the football. He can make guys miss. He can get you those yards. The thing I don't like about him, the thing that has been pegging me with him as a prospect, is his long speed. He does not have that. You have to measure his 40 time with a sundial. He's so slow. That's what prevents Josh Jacobs from being an elite tier back, is he does not have that burst and long speed, but he has excellent vision. He is powerful at the point of contact. He gets the job done. Next running back, I think this is running back 20, is Chris Carson. Injuries have been a bugaboo for this guy. It's been impacting his career, at least lately. He was injured some last year. He's been injured recently, but he gets a lot of touches. He catches the ball out of the backfield. He's a 3-down workhorse. Last year he had 5 RB1 weeks and 2 RB2 weeks, which is very astounding. If it weren't for the injuries, he would have been one of the top running backs in fantasy last year. Volume is key for running backs, and that's why we got to like Carson going into 2021. He's reliable. He's just a cheap workhorse you can get. I don't know how many games we'll get out of him, but we'll know we'll get some touches when he's on the field healthy. The next running back I'm going to talk about is RB21 in the rankings, and it's David Montgomery. He set the NFL on fire at the end of the season with 5 straight RB1 weeks, mounting that for 6 on the year. And that was on the weaker part of the schedule, so it was easier for him. Tariq Cohen was out. However, he still balled. He still did well. He also had 4 RB2 weeks, so he has been productive. He has been selling out this year. If anyone here ranks from like 19 to 24 in these rankings that could take a major rise, it would be him, because he showed that he can produce at a high level. Although it was against easier part of his schedule, he still proved that he could do it, and he was consistent with a lot of RB2 weeks. He catches the ball out of the backfield. He showed more burst last year, more long speed because he dropped some weights. He's not the best back. He's not the most efficient back. There are some deficiencies in his game, but he gets touches. The thing about it is Tariq Cohen's going to be back healthy. Damian Williams is now on the roster, so there could be more competition for touches. So we want to see how that plays out. The team has new quarterbacks. We got Justin Fields, Andy Dalton. So we're going to have a little shakeup there. But there's a chance that David Montgomery continues this pace going into the 2021 season. My next running back. And I'm excited to draft this guy because he has some top tier tendencies, but the sample size of him is very low. The sample size of him being in the league, producing, isn't that extravagant to make us want to go all in on him, and that's Myles Gaskin. He had 47 targets in 7 games. He's heavily used in the passing game. They did not add any competition for him to compete against, so it looks like they're going to be relying on him heavy. The Dolphins are looking to use him. He just doesn't have a long history of being the lead guy in the backfield for the Dolphins. That's kind of scary there. However, we saw him on a small sample catch the ball in the backfield, be used heavily as a receiver, getting large amount of targets. There's been a game or two where he led the team in targets, and that is just PPR gold right there. If this continues into 2021, he could sneak in the RB1 range or high-end RB2 range. He has that potential. He had 3 RB1 weeks last year, 4 RB2 weeks, so he can get it done. So as long as Miami continues to lean on him, he has the potential. My next running back 23 in the rankings, is Travis Etienne, running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars, a rookie. And this is completely an upside play. We're just shooting for the moon here. James Robson's still on the roster. He could be the main guy. This could be a bust here. But we're shooting for upside, and we're hoping we land in the stars. And with that, we got a first-round pick, Travis Etienne, who's got a lot of speed, a lot of burst, catches the ball in the backfield. We know the team has been working with him as a receiver as well, so we know they want to use him in the passing game. This could be a big move for us in fantasy if we can nail him. I think when it comes time for camp, we're going to catch wind of him working with the first team, and that's going to give him a tremendous bump in his ADP. Once fantasy gamers realize this, and they know the potential he has from when he was with Clemson, how incredible his prospect profile was going out for the draft. And if he starts getting usage in the passing game, starts getting a larger share of the touches, then he could be fantasy relevant, if not an explosive option for your fantasy team. The last guy I have in my rankings, RB24. The back half here is going to be switched around when I redo my rankings here in about a month or so when you see those videos. But right now I got Kareem Hunt. He's the 1B, the Nick Chubb. He has been productive even with Chubb and 3 RB1 weeks. In the last 2 years, he's had 12 RB2 weeks along with 3 RB1 weeks. So he has been productive at an RB2 level. And this is where we're drafting him at RB2, RB3 price point. Because usually back half of the 24 range, you're drafting me after some receivers, after some tight ends, other running backs who came off the board. We got a consistent guy who's proved he can be a RB1 with Kansas City, with some time at Cleveland, when he has sole possession of the starting role. So if something happens to Chubb, you have some upside there. He's not just a handcuff. He's more than a handcuff. He has standalone value in fantasy due to that because he does get some workload. He catches passes out of the backfield. They use him a lot in passing situations. You may look at the time where he was the RB1 last year for the team when Chubb was out. However, during that time, Hunt was playing with injuries. That slowed him down a bit. That prevented him from reaching his potential, and that put a damper in his fantasy ceiling, making him kind of cheaper this year, more of an afterthought, which is all right with us since we can get him at a discount. That's my top 24. That's who I got right now in my rankings. I'm going to switch this up here in a few weeks, give you some more rankings on these running backs. I'm going to switch over to receivers here soon for the next series. So you're going to want to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. I want to thank you for watching the show, sticking along with me, and I'll catch you next time.